Day number 2 of Chicago Bears training camp is in the books. I went to practice and I'll be telling you guys what I saw in practice today. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be giving you guys every single day this year during training camp, telling you guys what happened, what's going on, all that good stuff. So you guys want the latest Bears news in your YouTube feed, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Twitter, guys, because I've been tweeting a lot, especially when I'm at practice. So today at practice, while I was there, I probably tweeted like 30 to 40 times. I was on my phone pretty frequently. I think I drained my battery from 100 to 20% in like 1.5 hours. I was trying to tweet every single thing I saw because there's not that many updates out there for you guys from the people that are actually there. Okay, the media members only tweet like 5 times the entire practice. So I tried to give you guys as much detail as I could. And in today's video, I'll be going over a little bit of what I saw in practice. And I'm sure if you guys saw my tweets, you already kind of know what happened, but I'll be going over them more in depth and telling you guys my opinions about what happened in this video right here. So let's not waste any time, guys. Let's begin with the first story of the day. And the first story, guys, was that Kmet had a damn good day of practice. Okay, he made multiple plays going up the seam and also made the play of the day on a deep ball from Justin Fields going down the seam over 2 DBs. He caught the ball and high pointed it and came down with the catch, which I'll put the video on the screen right now. You can see that was also a great ball by Justin Fields. I mean, I don't know how Justin Fields fits the ball into these tight windows going way down the field, 30 plus yards down the field, because he's done that before, multiple times already in the Bears uniform. Okay, in the Steelers game especially, also to Kmet, he had a number of throws like this. I think actually it was to Jimmy Graham where he had to throw like this down the seam, in between 2 defenders and, long pass, which, helped the Bears, make that comeback. But he did that today in practice, and Kmet, made a beautiful catch and came down with the ball, which, you love to see that, obviously, right? Because Kmet is going to need to have a great season this year if he wants to stay on the Bears roster long term. Nothing is guaranteed for Kmet beyond this year because he was not drafted by this regime. Kmet also beat Eddie Jackson twice, one going down the sideline and one also going up the seam. I love the day for Kmet, guys. He seemed like he was physical out there. He seemed pretty fast as well. He is a very athletic dude. I feel like people kind of sleep on his athleticism because he hasn't gotten the most separation so far in the NFL, which is probably because his route running has not been very refined up to this point. But using his physical frame, using his athletic abilities, he should be able to carve out a role in the NFL, okay, in the middle of the field. He's not going to be a guy like Darren Waller or Travis Kelce that's going to be a down the field, mismatch for every DB, but he is going to be a guy that can make a living in the middle of the field, making these contested catches, hopefully coming down with more than he's came down with the past 4 years. So really solid day from Kmet, man. I was really impressed by the day that Kmet had. Talking about the next player that had a pretty good day, Velus Jones, in terms of route running. Okay, he did have a couple drops, not a couple, I believe he had 1 drop today, which was pretty bad. It was off of his hand, but he also kind of got knocked out by the DB. But regardless, he should have had stronger hands and came down with a catch. But his route running, guys, it's been phenomenal so far in camp. Okay, he's beaten Kyler Gordon multiple times now the last 2 days. Yesterday, he broke Kyler Gordon's ankles. Today, he also got him on an inside move going down the field, and Justin Fields delivered a pretty good ball to him on that play. So really got to say, man, Velus Jones has been turning heads pretty early in camp. It's only been 2 days, so I'm not going to freak out about this until he proves more, going down the road in pads, also in preseason. By the way, Eberflus said that a lot of the starters will be playing in preseason this year, so we should be seeing a lot of Velus Jones, a lot of Justin Fields, a lot of these younger guys playing in games, which should give us a better, a better view of what the Bears offense is right now. But Velus torching a pretty highly prized rookie cornerback multiple times already is a good sign that he is going to contribute in the NFL, because Kyler Gordon is also no scrub, guys. I mean, Kyler Gordon also made a handful of plays today. He did beat Velus Jones once today, in which it was a slant in the middle of the field. Kyler Gordon and Velus Jones were fighting over the ball. I believe that Kyler knocked it out when the ball touched the ground, but I couldn't really tell from where I was sitting. But regardless, they were getting into it, okay? They were fighting, not really like fighting, but they were getting competitive, and they were talking trash to each other. And you love to see that, guys. You love to see a rookie sharpening another rookie and getting into it, right? Because that's what training camp is for. You want to be competitive. You want to be playing tough football. And that's what's happening right now in Chicago Bears training camp. So good day also from Velus Jones. Also still talking about the offense, guys. I do want to talk about Dazz Newsome, okay? The second-year player, which I feel like has been forgotten by most Bears fans, right? Because he was drafted last year by Ryan Pace in the 6th round, and he was basically on practice squad the entire year, so we didn't really get to see much of him. He had a phenomenal catch today, a leaping catch over a defender. I couldn't really see who the defender was. I believe it was a backup, so it wasn't anybody really that talented, but it was still a great catch, man, by Daz Newsome, leaping up and, high pointing the ball and coming down with that catch in traffic. If Daz Newsome can do stuff like that in preseason, he might have a chance to make this roster. It is kind of crowded right now because I wouldn't say crowded in terms of like proven talent, but we have a lot of guys, kind of in the Daz Newsome tier where they're not that proven, but there's only so many guys we can bring with us into the regular season, right? So he's going to have to make more of these plays in preseason too. Keep in mind, Ryan Poles, again, did not draft Daz Newsome, so he has less of a connection to Daz. He's probably more predisposed to get rid of Daz than his own signings or his own draft picks. So, he is on ice right now on this roster, but if he keeps on balling out like this, then maybe he could make the team, okay? Who knows? Next, I want to talk about Justin Fields, guys, because his accuracy was on point today for the most part, okay? He had a few bad balls, one to N'Keal Harry going down the middle of the field, where it was kind of debatable if it was fully on Justin Fields or partially on N'Keal Harry, because N'Keal Harry got his hands on the ball, and maybe he could have leaped for it, but regardless, it was kind of overthrown by Fields, so you don't want to, miss your target by that much and rely on a diving catch. So that was a bad throw. There's also a couple other balls that he just could not get in the hands of the receivers. But for the most part, guys, I thought Fields had a pretty good day, okay? His deep accuracy was basically flawless for the most part, okay? He hit Byron Pringle multiple times going down the field. It should have been multiple times, but one of them he dropped, which is a very bad drop by Byron Pringle right in his hands. He could not come down with the catch, even though he ran a beautiful route, guys, going to the corner, burnt 2 of the DBs there. One was a safety, one was a CB on him. Went to the corner, Fields delivered a great ball to him, but dropped the ball, which you don't like to see. But on the first play, guys, it was 1v1s. He was going up against some DB I could not see, but he just ran past that DB pretty much. Fields delivers the ball over his head and right into his hands where it should be. So love to see that deep accuracy by Justin Fields. He also delivered the ball to Kmet, which I talked about earlier, over 2 DBs in traffic down the seam, which that's a hard throw, guys. You have to time that right. You have to be fast in your release. And by the way, guys, Justin Fields' release really does seem a little bit cleaned up, okay? It seems a little bit faster. It seems a little bit stronger overall. And you hope that translates into, NFL games as well. Right now it's only practice, but I really like the improved mechanics that we've seen, him work on so far this offseason. Also, lastly, guys, he had a couple of great balls to Darnell Mooney. One down the middle of the field in traffic. Mooney had to high point the ball. It was a little bit, above for Justin Fields, but still good enough for Darnell Mooney to come down with the catch. Mooney and Fields have had a great connection basically the last year plus now, so I'm not surprised that him and Mooney already have a strong connection. So overall, pretty good day by Fields. Okay, great accuracy, great poise for the most part. Made a few mistakes here and there, but I like the day that I saw out of Justin Fields. Talking about the offensive line now, though, wasn't so good there. Okay, there are multiple times where they allowed pressure in the middle, and they also had an injury today too. Okay, so starting center Lucas Patrick went down with some type of injury. We don't know what type of injury yet. And Tevin Jenkins also, guys, was nowhere to be found. Okay, we don't know what happened with Tevin Jenkins. He was not on the practice field today, and they basically didn't reveal what's going on with the situation. So we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But hopefully it's not an injury, right? Because Tevin Jenkins already missed pretty much all of last year. He cannot afford to miss any more practice time if he wants to be on the Chicago Bears roster long term. So that's pretty much the offense. I talked a lot about the offense today. I don't have too many stories about the defense. The defense did play well for the most part, guys. 7-on-7s, they definitely beat the offense. That's where Justin Fields had his interception. That's where he had some of his incompletions, some of his bad balls too. So 7-on-7s looked pretty good. I would say the DB that stood out the most today, though, was Lamar Jackson. Okay, Lamar Jackson, the cornerback, had a pick 6 today off of Trevor Siemian and also had multiple pass breakups in the middle of the field. Obviously going up against, the backup level quarterbacks and the backup level receivers, which, that's nothing to write home about, but you still like to see this level of production out of your, CB5, CB6. He might make the roster if he keeps on performing like this. So pretty good day out of Lamar Jackson. I also lastly want to talk about Eddie Jackson because I talked earlier about how he got beat multiple times by Kmet. Well, he also had a number of great plays too today. He had a blitz basically where he got to Justin Fields. It would have been a sack, but you're obviously not allowed to hit the quarterback in these practices, so had to stop. But good speed, good burst there by Eddie Jackson. I also talked about the interception he had on Justin Fields, had good awareness on that, good hands, and did what he does the best, okay, make the ball go the other way. We're hoping to see more of that this year because we haven't seen many interceptions the last 3 years now. So hopefully Eddie Jackson does return to at least his 2019 or 2017 form. But that is pretty much all the reports I have for you guys today. I will be at practice tomorrow as well with my friends. So if you guys see me, definitely say hi. I'd love to meet with you guys. I met with a couple of you guys today, which is always fun, seeing my subscribers and talking with you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be back again tomorrow, but as always, bear down.